We're a few hours away from kick-off today, Good Friday, as we take on Bolton Wanderers here at the park, and it's time for a catch-up with Chaz. Chaz, it feels very much like spring has arrived. It's a stunning day, and the pitch, we've got to say, does look like it could be the first day of the season today.
Yeah, it looks pretty impressive from up here. It looks like the cover off a seed catalogue. Yeah, Sutton Seeds used to be in Torquay, and they used to have covers like that for their grass seed. So, yeah, pinch ourselves every day. Every day we prepare it. Yeah, we've had a cracking season as far as preparing the pitch goes, and the team has as well. In my opinion, they've done brilliant. And yeah, the work we did in the close season obviously improved it from the season before. And that's what we've got to do, just keep improving and keep that surface the best we can so the lads can show off what they can do. And that's what we're here for, to just give them a canvas to paint a beautiful picture.
You said the pitch, well, we've said the pitch was good last season, but you think it's even better this season. I mean, to the untrained eye, it's green and that's good, and if it's brown, it's not. But why is it even better than it was last season?
Well, last year was the first season we'd had that style of pitch. It's to say when we did it, the conditions were challenging was an understatement, and there were a few undulations in it, especially at this end and down the far end, down the far corner, where we just couldn't get the levels correct when we did the renovation because the weather we had a biblical rain while we were doing the work, and then I also think because we changed it, completely changed it, it took us a year for the pitch to settle. And also, I'll be honest, it took us 12 months, and that's nearly 2 years now with this style of pitch, for us to get used to it and to get to know what works, what doesn't, how much aeration you do, how much fertiliser you put on, how much scarifying you do. And I'd like to think that we'll hopefully ramp it up again next year. And because at the end of the day, we've been very lucky this year with the games, the run of games, and the weather. Lady Luck's been on our side, and it won't always be like that, and we will have games where it's very, very wet and we've got to get games on, and the Forest Green Boxing Day debacle, half-time call-off, because the far end was just underwater, but those are days that we remember, and I personally remember really well, and that's what focused us to make that change and not get to that position, where we can confidently say, short of some sort of unbelievable occurrence, that we get a game of football on with it as best we possibly can.
Tell us a bit about the work out at the training ground as well, because it's not just here. Plenty of work out there on the surfaces. What the contractors are nearly done on the building as well in the car park areas. Yeah,
it's starting to shape up out there now. Grass is starting to grow. Obviously, there's a hell of a lot of wear goes on out there because they're out there a lot more than they are in here. It's a bit touch and go last couple of weeks with the surfaces, but the grass has started to grow now. Working really closely with the coaches and to maximise the surfaces. Sometimes we have had to use the Astro, which isn't ideal, it's not everybody's favourite surface. If you're a professional footballer and you're going to be playing on natural grass, but sometimes that's all we've got. But it is the best surface you can buy for an Astro. So, the great investment there in 2016 when the club went down the Corkfield AstroTurf, and it gets used a lot for the academies. Many games of the academy just wouldn't have been played over the last 6 years if we hadn't had that surface. So, really lucky out there, and again, there's plans afoot to improve the surfaces out there, to create better surfaces, to make them more like this surface, it's all very exciting times at Exeter City on the ground side of stuff. Feel a bit like a swan gracefully drifting along, but legs going hell for leather under the water, but that's just the way it is, and long may it continue. As long as I can still paddle my legs as quickly as possible.
You spoke about providing the canvas for the players to paint a beautiful picture. Well, The last 4 games here haven't been too bad, have they? Some pretty beautiful pictures have been painted. 4 home wins.
Yeah, it's a great time. Great times at the football club. You know, on the buffer and the backroom staff. You know, obviously everybody knows. Everybody always tries as hard as they possibly can. Sometimes it doesn't always work. You know, and I've been here times where, as much as you try, you know, you can do your best you possibly can everywhere. But you know, certainly the last 2 years. Probably the last 4 or 5 years really have been an incredible situation where we've stabilised and the club's really settled down and we know our identity, and you know, we may be a little Jack Russell Terrier of a club compared to some of the big Great Danes of the league, but we love nibbling at their heels in more ways than one.
Talking of nibbling, lunch or breakfast, what have we had? Well,
to be fair, we've been very lucky this week in we have fed ourselves mainly on the food that the players have been eating. Chef plates us up a few plates, and we have it the next day. And I must say, it's absolutely stunning. We do add a little bit of sweet chili sauce, but and today, because they're in Friday, we've got. Yesterday's dinner today, and I noticed there's some large lumps of chicken on, which will taste absolutely divine. So we've got healthy food today, so I probably won't be asleep after it. It'll be ready to go again, ready to prepare another pitch. So yeah, healthy food today, which breaks the tradition. But I've also invested, because they had them in Lidl's, in a new family-sized George Foreman grill. So the grilled food will be back, because our old one packed up last week. So yeah, healthy food today, so I'll be skipping along. My legs will be going even faster under the water.
Make sure you're watching out for that one when you see him on the pitch later on at the game. Chaz, thanks very much. We'll let you crack on and finish the lines, and yeah, get this wonderful pitch ready for what hopefully is another 3 points.
Yep, yeah, we can only hope. That's all we can do, and thank you very much. And yeah, I'll finish my white lining off. I try to remember where I got to, so I'm double marking today, so I can't always see.